Hello, well it's day 103 of Sydney's COVID lockdown, and today I'm doing Locktail 52, the Mai Tai. Now the Mai Tai was a 1944 invention of Trader Vic, and he apparently was looking for a new cocktail and made this for a couple of friends that he had over from Tahiti, and they loved it and exclaimed a phrase which I can't pronounce, which included the words Mai Tai, which translates as out of this world, and the name stuck. Now, what was disputed at different points in history, went to court, and the court found that the original was, in fact, Trader Vic's recipe. Now, his 1944 recipe called for 60 mils of a 17-year-old rum that he had called J. Ray and Nephew, and pretty much the cocktail became that popular it ran the world out of stocks of that particular rum. So later on he changed the recipe to include two rums in combination to approximate that taste: an aged Jamaican rum and a Martinique rum, a molasses-based rum. Now, his recipe released in his book is what I'm going to do, not the International Bartender Association, not anyone else's version, not the horrible orange juice and pineapple juice ones that you might have experienced before, but the actual 1944 original recipe. Now, his recipe in his bartender's guide is made in the glass. Now, I'd be very tempted to mix this or shake it, but I'm going to do it the way that it was designed. So you fill a Mai Tai or a double rocks glass with crushed ice. I'm going to leave it just short of being full so I can top it up at the end. And then we start adding the ingredients one after the other. Now I think it's wise to put some of the more flavoursome smaller ones in and finish off with the rum. So that's what I'm going to do. Now the first ingredient that we need is orgeat syrup, which is an almond-based syrup. You can either buy it. If you're really adventurous, you can make it. And if you've had it sitting around, you need to shake it pretty well to get it all mixed up. Now we only want a quarter of a shot of orgeat syrup, so 7.5 mils. We also want 7.5 mils of pop candy syrup. Now pop candy syrup, or rock candy syrup, sorry, is basically just simple syrup, but you keep adding the sugar and adding the sugar and adding the sugar until the sugar won't dissolve anymore. So as syrupy as you can get. Definitely need to make your own of that. So another 7.5 mils of very sweet sugar syrup, but we're not using very much of it. Then orange curacao. Now orange curacao is made from the curacao oranges. I wish I had the original version. I've got it on order, but given we're only using 15 mils, I think it's okay to use this one. So half a shot of orange curacao. And then what we want is the juice of a full lime. So you're squeezing 2 halves of a lime into the cocktail. Give them a good squeeze. You should get, the IBA recipe calls for 30 mils. You probably get a little bit more than 30 mils out of a fresh lime, but you something around that amount. Maybe it's a bit closer to 45. And you keep one of the halves half shells like that as a garnish for the cocktail. So I'm going to add that in now. That's my lime juice. Now we're on to the rum. So 1 full shot each of Martinique rum, French Martinique, so it's RHUM. This is a molasses-based rum. This is a really nice one. So I'm really trying to do this cocktail justice by using really good quality ingredients. And then the same with Jamaican rum. Now he had this 17-year-old originally. You don't have to use super aged Jamaican rum. I'm using this 12-year-old plantation that I've used in one of the cocktails before. Once again, I think that's doing the cocktail justice. And it's a gentle mix in the glass. Now I think that's quite difficult to do, but you do garnish it with a mint sprig and a fruit stick, so I think you can sort of just give it a little gentle stir with the fruit stick. I'm just using a freshly cut piece of apple for mine. I think that makes a pretty good stirrer. And a mint sprig. And then I'm going to just finish that off by topping the rest of it up with a little bit more ice. And there you have it. An authentic 1944 Mai Tai that you can make at home. Thanks very much. Hope you're doing okay. Weather's great. Looks like we're heading out of lockdown. Numbers keep going down. Sorry to hear about Melbourne's. But don't know what my plans are for the Locktail website yet, but looks like I'll keep going. Perhaps just a little bit slower, but I might have to change the name. Anyway, thanks again. Bye for now.